This is The Gist, the essential podcast for the discerning listener.
Welcome to The Gist. I'm John.
And I'm Mary. We're your shortcut to the day's big stories, where we cut through the noise to show you who's gaining ground and why. It's June 10th, 2026.
Let's dive in. The Gist View.
John, have you seen what's happening at the European Space Agency? They just greenlit the Arrakis mission to map dark matter.
I did, but the science isn't the most interesting part. It's the timeline. They're compressing years of bureaucratic planning into a single decade.
It's a total shift in strategy. Why the sudden rush?
Survival. When private companies are poaching your top talent, you can't act like a legacy institution anymore. The ESA is effectively weaponizing speed. They're trying to stay relevant and justify their budget by proving they can move as fast as a startup.
It's a classic power move. When the monopoly on the stars breaks, you stop acting like a regulator and start acting like a competitor.
Speaking of capital flows, let's talk about the artificial intelligence gold rush. Apollo and Blackstone just dropped $35 billion into Anthropic. But this isn't stock. It's private credit.
Exactly. It's a fundamental change in the incentive structure. Investors are moving from equity to debt. Why? Because the bottleneck for artificial intelligence isn't the code anymore. It's the hardware.
They're becoming the landlords of the digital future. By financing the compute, they get paid regardless of which specific artificial intelligence model wins. It's a way to capture the upside while dodging the volatility of the stock market.
And it's not just tech. Look at SpaceX's impending IPO. A massive influx of cash is coming from Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds.
It's not just a bet on rockets, Mary. It's a strategic play on infrastructure. They're buying the plumbing of the space economy: satellites, logistics, and data relay. If you own the utility layer, you control the access.
It's turning space from a speculative frontier into foundational infrastructure. Even Wall Street is scrambling to rewrite how they settle trades to keep up with this reality.
And one final quick signal. U.S. regulators are now basically giving the green light to prediction markets like Kalshi. They're treating high-speed betting as a valid form of data discovery.
It shifts the burden of forecasting. Instead of committees guessing the future, we're now letting real-time market participants do the math. The European Union perspective. Turning to Europe, we're seeing a similar focus on infrastructure, just deeper down. Researchers just mapped a massive whale graveyard in the Indian Ocean using high-tech sensors.
That tech is dual use. If you can map the abyssal plain for biology, you can use that same capability for subsea infrastructure security and resource assessment. Capital flows are shifting to treat the ocean floor as a critical data corridor.
We see the same pattern in the sky. Thales Alenia Space just landed a major contract for new satellites for the ESA.
It's about sovereignty. European capital is moving to own the hardware. The incentive is simple. If you build and own your orbital network, you don't have to rely on external players. It's digital resilience.
And on the domestic front, Italy's Chamber of Deputies just launched a real-time dashboard for economic and social metrics.
It's boring, but it's huge. It forces politicians to justify legislation against actual data, rather than just posturing. It's a quiet update to how institutions are held accountable.
And to wrap up the continent's news, Berlin Zoo just introduced a new pygmy hippo named Brötchen, German for bread roll. A little bit of grounding fluff to balance the orbital politics. End of.
The overall temperature today? It's high frequency. Across space, artificial intelligence, and even the deep ocean, the trend is the same. We are moving from speculative investment to building hard, physical infrastructure.
Capital is flowing to the people who own the pipes, the compute, the satellites, and the data-gathering sensors. Everything is becoming a utility.
I'm John.
And I'm Mary. We're independent and reader-supported. If you value this perspective, consider supporting our mission.
The Gist, news digest, and podcast are entirely written and produced by artificial intelligence. The Gist is out 3 times a day, every day, providing you with a liberal perspective on what to expect next. For more information and donations, visit thegist.online. Thank you for listening.